Yeah, that's a good example. It certainly assemble a few um, different roles and solve the problem at the highest altitude, right? So maybe this is where I want to click on what Holly was asking. Because I certainly feel at some point I'm probably doing part of the revenue ops job without even knowing it, right? Um, and that's okay because the company evolves. It's a pretty fluid transition over time. Maybe use your touring video example on like stages, right? When in the beginning, right? When companies are starting, it's definitely, as you said, founder-led sales, and then the founder would probably launch a few initial marketings and maybe at some point hire a head of sales or head of marketing, right? And then head of sales and head of marketing are going to tackle a lot of things, you said. So at what point should you consider to bring a dedicated revenue ops person? Also, as you mentioned, right, to focus on maybe potentially freeing up time from the marketing and sales. Is there a clear sign or trigger, or it's kind of depends, right? You can have it in day one. It would work out anyway.
I would say, well, based on my experience, I would believe revenue operations can come in on day one and make a contribution. Even if there is no steady revenue stream yet, this revenue op person can serve as a market validation person, join the founder-led sales, and try to lay out all the assumptions and carry out the validation. And when the company has a marketing person and a salesperson, I think that's the point where revenue operation person can start his work. There are several things that the revenue operation can get started with. Number one is to build a sales process and some basic marketing automation like the email outreach and stuff. And most often, when the company gets started on generating revenue, there is no marketing sales collaboration protocols. For example, how do you define a marketing qualified lead, right? Different company has a different definition. So it is essential to clarify that and establish a lead routing protocol between marketing and sales and how they hand off the leads, right? And also, it is valuable to establish a single source of truth if you have a data repository. And when you have sales activities going, it is necessary to build a cadence. What I mean by that is the weekly forecast calls and weekly deal reviews. So during the forecast meetings, we could look at what has changed from the last week to this week. What are the drivers behind the deals? Is there anything that requires the management's attention to unblock, right? During the deal review calls, we could look at the past win and loss. We could decide on the deal strategy going forward for the ongoing opportunities. So I believe those are the several things that revenue operation can get started and achieve some quick wins.